Hey guys, my name is Colin, Coach Santenio Espurrs for PBAL Season 2. And this is my Week 5 game versus the Vancouver Volcaronas, coached by Bloody Skarm, who are currently 4-0, which is kind of scary, not gonna lie. So I kind of need to win this game. I'm currently 2-2 minus 5, top of my head. And he is 4-0, which that puts me in a really good spot, first of all, because it gives me a better, it'll make me 3-2, which I would love, because I started off this season pretty poorly. And I will have already uploaded 3 and 4 before this. I'm recording this before such. So, I already know the results, so I'm just not going to well, I'm 2-2 at this point, I already said it. Okay, I'm just going to I'm going to show you, well, his team is, if I can find it, Torrenti, Mega Metacham, Milotic, Silvally, Haxorus, Roserade, Magnezone, Aromatisse, Blissey, Armaldo, and Chandelure. My 12 or 11 are Coco, Lucha, Garchomp, Jirachi, Alolan, Malcomantine, Mega Beedrill, Raichu, Quagsire, Piloswine, Vanny. And I'm just going to show you the ones I brought. I have a Speedy Coco with enough speed to, I believe, outspeed Tornado, Steerin, and guaranteed to level a Life Orb, Sludge Wave, or just a Sludge Wave, can't remember. With Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam, Taunt, and Roost. This is also my Blissey check, and it actually checks a few of his mons as well. Taunt is really good for stopping Silvally Parting Shot. On switch-in, it stops setup from Haxorus. It stops a lot of things. I have my win con of this game being a Life Orb, Alolan Raichu, Thunderbolt, Psyshock, Electro Ball, Protect with enough speed. I forgot what this is for. I believe it's for a Scarf Chandelure. Cannot remember right now. Thunderbolt kills things outside of the terrain. Electro Ball does 60% to everything on his team, barring Valley, Ground, Blissey, and potentially Roserade. But Psyshock is there anyways, and I've really debated a few things, and Protect mostly just stops Mega Metacham Fake Out. So I think that's a safe bet. I have a Ground EMZ, Ezreal, Chomper, Earthquake, Dragon Claw, Swords Dance, Rocks. I simply SD on Blissey, I SD on a few of his mons. Valley Ground does not kill him with Ice Beam unless it's invested. And I kill something with the Earthquake, or I just get rocks freely against something like a Blissey or an Aromatisse. I have an Adamant, Mega Beedrill with enough speed to outspeed his Torn Theory, and I'm just going to make sure, yeah. U-turn, Jab, Draw, and Protect. Protect is for the Mega Metacham to make sure I do not die to Fake Out plus Bullet Punch. And U-turn actually, Poison Jab can kill after rocks. U-turn puts it at a point where I can just send in my Garchomp, force it to take a bit of damage, and that is either going to kill it, or put it at a point where I just send in either my Raichu or one of my other fast mons and just get a kill. And Draw 1, of course, is for Magnezone, Chandelure. I have a Monster Kid, Drain Punch, Acrobatic, Sword Stance, I Jump Kick. This is the same speed for the Raichu. Drain Punch is for the Blissey, just to make sure it doesn't whittle me down too much. Acrobatics just does things to his team. And I Jump Kick. I didn't really need a 4th move, so I just put it on for why not. And I have a Muffet here by Vanny. With enough attack, I believe it's to guarantee to outco Chandelure after rocks. With Leaf Blade, Sticky Web, Protect, Knock Off. Protect is to make sure I guarantee get webs against Mega Metacham unless it freezes or flinches me. With Ice Punchers and Headbutt respectively. And I have enough speed for, I believe it is the Chandelure. I don't think he has anything 85. Cannot remember right now, but that's a squad. And with the team here, he did not bring Roserade, which I was very happy to see. And he brought Chandelure, which I was very much so not expecting. I expected Roserade, I expected Milotic somewhat, I expected Aroma, I kind of expected Blissey. I did not think you would bring Chandelure to this game. And I led with Coco just because it's a dedicated lead, because it just kills Torn, or it guaranteed gets off a free Dazzling Gleam or Thunderbolt. So let's get started. And, as you can see, Skarm decides to challenge me. In the words of the great MV, that may or may not be his first mistake. Now I'm going to go off with Toriel, my Tapu Koko, and by the way, Undertale for the win. Just put that out there. He was up with Mega Metacham, which I was very surprised to see, and at this point, I had no reason not to just go for a Dazzling Gleam, because I wanted this thing dead as soon as possible, even though I knew it was going to fake out turn 1. Really, nothing on my team wanted to switch in, maybe Garchomp, but at that point in time, it was too risky, and I wanted Garchomp for other things. And so I decided just to make the safe play and stay in versus the fake out. At this point, where I was, okay, this is going for Zen Headbutt. I'm just going to hard switch into my Garchomp and let him take damage. My Jump Kick kills, which actually would have killed my Coco as well. But at this point, he actually, I think he expected the Life Orb Dazzling Gleam to OHKO him, and so he decides to hard switch into his Magma Zone, which I am thinking, okay, this is probably Scarf, I'm just going to Earthquake, I live in HP Ice on most occasions. He actually decides to hard switch into his Flex Tape, which is a Silvally Ground. This thing is a problem, I want it dead as soon as possible. And so I go for the Earthquake, just trying to get off as much damage as possible at this point in time. I do a solid 40%, and at this point in time, I expect him to go into his Tornadus Therion, expecting me to be Scarf. So I'm going to bluff this Scarf, expecting him to switch. He stays in, though, but at this point, I expect Ice Beam not to kill, because Ice Beam only does like 80 to 90 if he's uninvested. But unfortunately, he is 100% invested, and that just flat out murdered my Garchomp, but that's fine. I needed this thing below 30%, 40% from my Raichu. But I get a free switch in my Mega Beedrill, and I basically get a free U-turn off of this, and there's nothing he can really do about it. So he is going to hard switch into, I believe, he goes into his Tornadus Therion. This is only going to take around 40% from a U-turn, but what that does is, A, put him in range of Poison Jab if he decides to kill off my Raichu, meaning his only switch in Magma Zone is going to be taking a huge Drill Run to the face. Or B, I send in my Raichu and I guarantee get a kill with Electro Ball. I actually guarantee get a kill regardless because Electro Ball does 70% to Haxorus, it does 70% to Magma Zone on most situations. And even if he is with Con, which we are about to see that he is, this is not taking this hit. Because Electro Ball under webs is disgusting. I don't have webs up, but it's an Electro Ball from a Alolan Raichu. That is going to kill something, and it killed this. And I was very happy to see that. I'm just for reveal Life Orb. He goes into his Mega Medicham. I have absolutely no reason not to protect on this thing every time he comes in. No matter what he does, my play is protect. I protect on it now. He's going to go for a Fake Out, and he has no reason to stand because he cannot have this alive right now. As I go for a Thunderbolt because it is a guaranteed kill here. In retrospect, I should have went for Electro Ball because what that would have done is guaranteed put this thing in range of U-turn, and it actually was a roll to kill. However, I think it was either in his favor or it was a 50-50. I still did like 40% to this thing as it reveals leftovers, where I was like, okay, is this a subset maybe? Actually gets rid of my terrain, which is unfortunate. This thing actually was in range of Electro Ball in terrain, but this means I do have to hard switch into my Muffet, which is my Leavanny. And at this point in time, he goes for Hidden Power, and I fully expected this to be HP Ice for my Garchomp, and it is actually HP Ground, which he actually revealed to me as HP Grass, which I was completely baffled at seeing. But it turns out I actually overprepped for my Quagsire, which I think had a decent matchup. It wasn't perfect, but it was decent. He goes for a Flash Cannon. I was not sure if this was going to kill, but I actually live on 8, which means I guaranteed get off a knockoff here, which means I get rid of these leftovers for good. And it puts him at a point where he is guaranteed in Drill Run range for my Beedrill. So I'm going to go for this knockoff, get rid of his item. That is going to do a solid amount of damage there. And as he actually goes for Magnet Resolve, I'm going to do even more damage to him, which is incredibly confusing. But it works for me because I guarantee get off this nice Leaf Blade here. It's going to put him at about, I'm going to say 28%, maybe 30. As he's just going to come with HP Grass. Had to flex on the, oh, how do you do it? His only advantage is going to go down. And I'm just going to go hard on my Monster Kid, the Hawlucha. And I realize at this point in time, I don't care if he goes Chandelure. He's going to bait me to have a Jump Kick. I'm not playing games. So I'm just going to go for a hard Drain Punch, expecting him to go into the Chandelure, which is Freya. And it's going to do a solid 3, aka 0. He's going to take Webs damage, Webs lowering, excuse me. And that actually means he's most likely in range of Electro Ball, or more likely, even though I don't know his item, I thought he might be Scarf, but I'm just going to go into my Coco to reset my terrain. So I guarantee just kill stuff with Lucha or Raichu later on because I have 8 turns. He's going to go for a Will-O-Wisp, and at this point in time, I think it's safe just to sack this. Because at this point, unless his Haxorus is Scarf, or this is Scarf, which we're about to see is not, at that point in time, Beedrill outspeeds and kills almost every single mon on his team, barring Mega Medicham. And I think Jab, it's like 98 max on a Mega Medicham. That's insane, but it's fine. He's going to kill me off with a Hex, which is honestly fine. I still have about 6 or 7 turns left, so I'm going to go into Monster Kid, my Hawlucha, and I'm just going to kill this with an Acrobatics. Or force something else on his team to take on our back. Sorry for the focus. My play is 100% Acrobatics here. He is going to go into Silvally Ground, which I don't get this play. What he should have done is sacked off. I think his play there was actually sacking this off, the Chandelure off. Because what that meant is he could have stalled my terrain faster with my Hawlucha, or with my Raichu, which will come in later. And it would have put him at a point where Medicham was not taking as much damage, Magnezone would not have died, and that would have meant Mega Medicham would have been at full. So at this point in time, there was actually a chance I'll have a Z Outrage. It is incredibly low. I play it incredibly safe and just go for a solid Acrobatics. I knew this was coming. There was no other reason I would have sent this in. His Haxorus has a history of destroying me. And it's going to destroy my Hawlucha quite easily. Because he goes for this Devastating Drake. It's going to do a solid 100%. With the sick animation. I am hoping I don't get copyright struck for this. The flat out destroys me. Monster Kid. It's like Undyne just came in and said, "Nah, you dead, boy." So I'm going to go into my Alolan Raichu. I'm going to get a kill here. I don't care what he goes into. I'm getting a kill. So I'm going to go for my Electro Ball. I'm going to pick up a kill on this Haxorus, and that is dead. I am very happy to see that. I'm also very happy to see he's not Scarfed, which was horrifying in concept. He's going to go into his Mega Medicham. I am going to protect when this thing's Fake Out. His play here is Fake Out, sack off Chandelure, Fake Out, sack this off, go Magnezone, and potentially win the game right then and there. Because there was a Thunderbolt and Electro Ball were not doing more than, I want to say, 20-15%, maybe 30%. But he sacks Magnezone here, which is a play I personally don't understand. Maybe he thought he was out of range of drawing from my Adamant Mega Beedrill. I do not know if he was. I highly doubt he was. But I'm going to pick up a kill with this Electro Ball. He does not have a switch in this. He's going to go. He has absolutely no reason not to go back to his Mega Medicham here. As that is exactly what he does. That was his play every single time, and I'm going to just have. I have no problem just clicking Protect against this thing every time it comes in. There is never a reason I do not Protect on this thing. That is a stupid play if I do not. I want this thing to kill as much as it possibly can as it does get rid of my terrain. So there was a way he could have won here. I could have missed draw one against Chandelure. He sacked this off. I do not agree with sacking Chandelure. I think this endgame was played to where he thought Mega Medicham could potentially with a hit from my Beedrill, assuming I never protected and choked the game or misclicked, which I personally do not agree with. I don't get his thought process. I'll understand when I hear his commentary, but I think at this point in time, it's just game. He's going to go into his Mega Medicham. I protect. He actually, spoiler alert, doesn't go for Fake Out this time. He goes for an Ice Punch, which at this point, I don't have a reason not to protect against this thing. I want this thing lowered so it can be in range of my Mega Beedrill. Maybe he did that expecting me to go into Mega Beedrill. I'm not entirely sure, so I'm just going to go for a Thunderbolt. Revealing that I do indeed have Thunderbolt. I'm going to do about 60 to 70%. I can't remember off the top of my head how much that actually was. I think it's around 70. He's going to come in with Ice Punch, so he actually kills off Frisk. Unfortunate. But I'm going to go into my good friend Asgore, and I'm just going to end this game with a nice Poison Jab, and that is a 1-0 dub. I am 3-2 now, which I absolutely adore. With a -2 differential because of how badly Week 2 was. But I took a dub. That is game, and GG, it is me. I'm ripping off Envy all day. But that's my Week 5 game. My Week 6 game is against the Scandinavian Scotland's coached by, I forgot who the coach is. I think it's Skyrander. Skyrander, yeah. He has a pretty solid team. We actually did a trade earlier on where I gave my Heat Train for his Jirachi, and I am hoping this trade works. That's my game. GG to Skarm. He is 4-1 plus 9, but I am hoping the rest of the season goes this way with a low and Raichu, literally killing everything. So yeah, GG. See you next week. Bye.